Welcome back to Popcorn and Beers. This week, of course, we have got your butter on top, Insidious, another one. Anyway, this one is Out of the Further, and of course, my drunk classic, When Harry Met Sally. Let's go. We would like to welcome you back to your favorite Hot Wheels cars, favorite Matchbox cars, favorite movie podcast. That's right. This is Popcorn and Beers, where we use drive-in theaters and regular theaters and local theaters and big theaters and IMAX theaters to rate your favorite movies. And no, we don't use thumbs. Others may use thumbs. We use the stuff that gets you drunk.
Very nice.
Jordan.
Very satisfying.
This is like... What entry is this into Insidious?
Oh.
I feel like there's as many Insidious episodes as there is Popcorn and Beers episodes.
Way to put me on the spot, man. With that,
there's a lot to talk about here. I didn't mean to throw the dead fish into your lap, but there's gotta be like 7? Is there as many Insidious films as there is Saw films at this point?
There's 5.
5 Insidious films. 5. Are any of them good?
The first one was like new, right? And it did very well. It did very well. I mean, I think most of these movies have done very, very well. That's the thing. That's why they keep making them. You know, the first one came out. The first one came out in 2010. And you know what? They just make these movies so that they can have haunted houses at what's it called?
Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah,
Halloween Horror Nights. Haunted houses.
Exactly. That's what it feels like. That's what this movie felt like a lot. But honestly, look, I'm not going to rip it apart. It was entertaining. I'll say that.
Was it?
It was. Yeah. So the first Insidious came out in 2010. The last entry was Insidious: The Red Door. If you don't remember, a little recap of that. Not that it's relevant to this
was that
at
a
all.
butter on top too?
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Maybe not. I don't know. It came out in 2023, so maybe. It's the one where the dad, the son goes off to college. He's grown. It's the same characters. Son goes to college and he's having the crazy dreams and they have to go in there and yeah. Anyways, so Insidious, Out of the Further, right? Where can they take this franchise, right? Well, they have to bring the monsters into the real world. Okay. Feels like a bit of a Scooby-Doo premise to me.
So they're Insidious.
They are Insidious, yeah. It's totally new cast, except for the old lady who's like a recurring person throughout these movies. Can you hear me?
Is that the lady with the gray hair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I think the Red Door was a drunk classic. I do.
Yeah. Not a drunk classic. Butter on top.
Butter on top. Yeah, it'll never be a drunk classic. You deal with that, Insidious.
Yeah, so she's in it. It gets a little it's pulling material from somewhere. Like the old lady uses other what they call passengers or whatever the hell the term is for people that have the ability to go to the further. Right, transporters
what are they? Now you got me thinking of what's that called? Hosts,
whatever there's a name for what she calls them, transporters or
Jason Statham's. She's got a stable of Jason Statham's.
Yeah, White Walkers or whatever the hell she wants to call them.
I'm the best at what I do. I'm a transporter. Jason Statham would be like the perfect device for a horror movie. I just don't think he's made one yet.
Yeah. Oh god, I lost my train of thought. The old lady uses them as a conduit. Right? Like these people that are able to travel so that she died in some movies, and I don't know, hope that's not a spoiler of any kind, right? This is the 7th entry, so if you don't know that happened a while ago, I believe. I think it happens in the first movie, to be totally honest with you.
This is the 7th entry? I thought you said there was only 5 Insidious.
I'm spitballing here.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6th entry.
Is this like, I was going to say, is this like another thing where they weave in like an Annabelle here and there, and then they weave in like a...
That's the
I don't
Conjuring.
know, what The Conjuring, and they're just like, it's all one universe. It's a universe of ghosts, bro.
There's continuity, so there is, right? Like this lady, she's dead, but she like lives in the further as a spirit, kind of, and she helps people who are these travelers. I believe they're called travelers.
Okay.
Right? She helps them out. And so that's kind of where we pick up, right? Single mom, she's experiencing this phenomenon. She doesn't know what's going on. It's freaking her out. The old lady comes to her in one of her travels and tells her, go to this place, basically. She goes, finds another one of these travelers. They start working together because it turns out that this girl has a double power. She's double powers girl. She has the ability to travel, and she is what is called a conduit.
She's double powers.
Yeah. She's what they call, not a conduit, a courier, right? She's a courier. She's a courier pigeon. Yeah. Courier. She makes curry. She can bring things back from the further. She grabs something in the further, she wakes up, and then it'll be there, right?
In her hands.
And so there's a convoluted explanation of like, the spirits are trying to make her scared to provoke her, because if she's scared, her powers are stronger, so she can bring like bigger things back, like actual full spirits, like demons and stuff, right? So that's how they spend the movie, right? Trying to do these little jump scares and things to like make her power stronger. The main bad villain demon guy in the movie looks very much like Tommy Wiseau, which is hilarious. From The Door. Yeah.
Have you seen The Room yet?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh
but
my
I
God.
want to. I know I'm going to. Yeah. Marilyn Manson. This whole thing is kind of like a Marilyn Manson video. He looks like Tommy Wiseau mixed with Marilyn Manson, and it kind of just like, very much Marilyn Manson video. It's actually like a pretty solid, like interesting, like sci-fi story. Like while it doesn't feel fresh, like it doesn't feel like anything new is being come up with here. It feels a little tropey, but like the execution of it is pretty solid. Like it made me almost forget that this is the sixth entry in the Insidious saga. It kind of feels like it stands alone. And I wasn't like, I wasn't mad at it. Like it was there. Of course, there are like goofy things in it, but it got a pass. Like I just felt like I was fine. I was entertained throughout the movie.
Sometimes that's all you can ask for movies like this is, did you entertain me? Like, like we talked about before, you rate it for what it is. And if that's all you were going to the theater to look for and it did its job, then you can't be blamed.
Yeah. There's some really cheap scares that they try, but there are some new things that they get away with pretty well. Some things they pull off. You get the ridiculous part. The whole theater burst up laughing. The ghost is one of the characters, right? She wakes up from being in the further, and she's holding a dog, and she's actually holding the demon guy, and he barks at her like a dog. It was like just too much, just a step too far. It was hilarious.
You gotta think, like, they have these test markets, right? These like pre-watches that they have. Like, have you ever been to one of those where you get like a free screening and they ask you questions? Okay, like, so we used to get tickets to these things all the time at this theater called Century 24 in Albuquerque, and it was like a big, huge theater in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And if you're not familiar, they make a lot of movies in Albuquerque. Like, it's a big movie studio city, and they have like focus groups essentially that get into these free screenings. Like we did Wolfman, we did Zach and Miri Make a Porno, we did another one. Like I met Kevin Smith at Zach and Miri Make a Porno at the pre-screening, and so they do have these like test groups. And you got to think like, you have time still to cut that out. Like it doesn't have to be something you keep in the theater.
I think that they probably did, like honestly, and that's what they wanted. Like, just a lot of these Insidious movies have ridiculous stuff like that.
Yeah,
like just things that are just laughable. Adult diapers is a pretty big theme of this movie. Yeah, it's gross. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. There's these really, really gross old people, and they're the acolytes, right? We get into this whole like cult also thing, following of this demon bad guy, and the way that they execute the main sort of struggle, like what the bad guy's trying to pull off, the whole plot and like his plan, the way that they pull it off is actually like, it's really cool and it's really freaky. There's a really freaky, like scary action-packed sequence of this movie, right? Dentistry is another big theme of this, which feels cheap. You know what I mean? Like everybody, they went like, what does everybody hate? How can we make it more unpleasant? Going to the dentist.
Very
right?
80s. It's a very 80s thing.
Yeah. So, like I said, I was entertained. The theater that I was sitting in was certainly seemed like they were entertained in it. It was crowded. It was packed. I'm not mad at it, and I would show this movie I would put this on Halloween for somebody that's like, let's watch a scary movie. Let's put on something I haven't seen yet, and be like, oh, let's watch the new Insidious. It wasn't bad,
Okay.
So I give it a popcorn in 1.
Popcorn in 1 for that. That's higher than I thought it would be. No. I just couldn't get to the theater to see this one. I was telling you in the pre-production meeting, like it's going to be hard. I got a couple things coming up in the coming weekends, and it's just when you're traveling, it is hard to get to the theater to see some of this stuff. So it's good that you and I have been able to stagger our travel to get to some of these movies that we may not otherwise see, or have an opportunity to see till later on or until they come out. And we do it all for the audience. And one of the things we do for the audience is we try to incorporate lots of different kinds of movies into our drunk classics. And I'm in the 80s and I was like, you know what? We really don't have a lot of rom-coms that we've reviewed, like not a ton. So I threw one of the I think probably Rushmore rom-coms at you for 1989 When Harry Met Sally. And you were right. It was the I'll have what she's having scene, but you hadn't seen the movie. So I was like, no, I don't want to ruin it right now. I want you to actually watch it. And I wanted to get like some real feedback on your thoughts. Cause I think it still holds up. Like, I think it's still funny. And I think it's a lot of the movie still kind of slaps in many ways, where you're just like, it's not like, oh my God, gut busting humor, but it's just anecdotally funny, if that makes sense. Yeah. So what did you think of When Harry Met Sally, Jordan?
I was honestly like, I was very guarded going into watching it. I was like, oh God, this is gonna be so corny, whatever. Billy Crystal is not a rom-com handsome leading man type of guy, like not your typical kind of character in that role.
Yeah, and they honestly, try to though, right? With the drive from college to New York, they really do try to spin it as like he's this like attractive hotshot new attorney, and I was like, nah, he's still Billy Crystal.
Yeah, I'm like, I asked my wife, like, do you find him handsome? Do you think he's good looking? She's like, no. Billy Crystal also, like, all I can hear is Mike Wazowski the whole movie.
That's fair. That's more, to me that's more our era.
Yeah, that's all I could hear. It's at the beginning it was a little. I felt like the dialogue was a little too quippy. It was just too like he's talking too fast and making all these really like pseudo deep thoughts that he's just like spewing out. And I'm like, nobody talks like this. Nobody actually talks like this. This is so fake. This seems very theater, Yeah. But it gets better later on for sure. It sort of relaxes and it's
as the years progress.
Yeah. I started to enjoy it. The dialogue a lot more. I absolutely love one of my favorite parts when he's talking to his buddy at the baseball game about how his wife had left him, and the wave comes around and they stand up and do the wave. Yeah. They stand up and do the wave.
And he's still like Billy Crystal is able to deliver. Pardon me, that neurotic, woe is me, I don't know what happened, melancholy style delivery, and still like with like physical comedy be funny.
Yeah. He was really, really good. And was it Meg Ryan? Mm-hmm. Right, excellent as well. Their chemistry was just fantastic in this movie, And the whole, you're stuck up, you're, depressed, neurotic, kind of wet blanket, womanizer, like all of that. Their jabs at each other are really good in the timing. And even just, the whole analysis on dating life and even married life and all of that. Yeah.
Have you ever had great sex? Of course I've had great sex. You haven't had great sex. Yes, I have. With who? Sheldon. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. No man named Sheldon's ever had great sex. Sheldon's somebody you get to do your taxes.
Yeah. Sheldon. Oh, Sheldon. Yeah. And then, yeah, the classic, I'll have what she's having line. That's Rob Reiner's wife.
Yeah. In the cafe.
Yeah. Very sad. You know what I mean? Like,
how do you know
today's,
they faked it? They faked it. How do you know?
In today's world, with what happened with them, it's very tragic, very sad. See, like, so, yeah, no, I really honestly did like this. I see why it's so sort of revered, and people love this movie, and it's on that Mount Rushmore, as you said. So yeah, I give it a popcorn, and I'll sneak it into like a popcorn too.
Popcorn and 2. That's actually what I have it rated as well, popcorn and 2. Why did you break up with Sheldon if the sex was so great? Well, he was suspicious. Very suspicious. What made him suspicious? I don't want to say. No, tell me. What made Sheldon so suspicious? Well, I had panties. You had panties. I did have panties. They were day of the week panties. Have you ever heard of them? I can't say I have.
Yeah. Again, yeah, it's very quippy. Everything is so like...
Yeah, but that is funny because when they get to, well, what was Sheldon suspicious of? Well, I didn't have a Sunday, and he wanted to know what happened to Sunday, and I said they didn't make a Sunday. Well, why don't they make a Sunday? Because of God. Like there were just some funny lines. You're like, that's actually really funny. The workout pants though, when him and his buddy from the Giants game are walking around like Central Park doing their workout. The men's athleisure like tights, that was a lot. That was a lot to take in because they match like yoga pants of the ladies wear today, right? Is that fair to say? Did you like in that scene?
Yeah. I was like that's definitely a time period thing.
100%.
Yeah.
That is a moment lost in time right there, and for good reason. But it's absolutely, I think, Mount Rushmore still. Rom-com. I thought like it did not hold up like a lot of the themes, like the lawyer, maybe the writer, because there's not as many writers in that like that what's the word I'm looking for here, Jordan? There's not as many writers of that repute anymore, if that makes sense, right? Yeah. You're not going to see a lot of people that are going to leave Northwestern and become these prolific writers just because today's economy doesn't afford that luxury to writers any longer. But everything else is funny. Like even some of the awkwardness on the airplane when they reunite after I think 5 years apart, when they run into each other on the airplane, and then they're walking through the airport, and she's trying to get away from him, and he goes, "Okay, I'll just stop walking," and he just lets her just keep going. So like there's not that awkward moment. But I love that he narrates it. Like, I'll just stop. Because I think we've all thought it, like, when we don't want to be around somebody or we're trying to get away from something, where we're just like, look, I have no reason to stop here, but I'm just going to stop. I actually have a question, Jordan. I've done this. I'm weird. Like, but to avoid somebody I've seen, and I'm sorry if you're that person, that I know wants to talk to me, or if I run into them, they're going to want to talk to me. I've deliberately gone somewhere where I didn't need to be, like a different direction, or I've just stopped, or like walked literally into a corner or something just to not have any conversations. Have you ever done that?
Oh, yeah. And even here's another one, the double goodbye. You've already said goodbye to somebody, and then you start walking in the same direction. You're like, oh, wait, I forgot something. I need to go back. So you don't have to walk out to your car with them after you've already said goodbye?
100%. Just like all the time. Things like that. Like, I don't know, man. I think that's just human. I don't think that makes me a jerk, and I don't think that makes you a jerk. I think that's just human, where you're just like, I got to make up something. I got to go somewhere. Yeah. I've, like, ended up in, like, the car oil aisle of some store just to avoid running into somebody, right?
Oh, yeah,
like,
believe me.
But then you have those movie moments where, of course, they turn down that aisle. Of course they do.
Yeah, believe me. I teach middle school in the town that I live in. So I'm like something of a local celebrity at all of these teenage hangout spots. If I go to the movies on a Friday night, I almost always get spotted. It's like I grew my beard this summer to try and hope that I wouldn't get spotted as much. And I'm just like, I went to go get. I went to go refill my popcorn, and I'm like, I come back, no refill. I'm like, sorry, there's a big crowd, and I wanted to hurry up and get back to the movie, and they're gonna be trying to talk to me.
Yeah, you got to. Like, I don't know. It's a matter of survival, right? Yeah. So a matter of running this show and being able to continue to grow this show. I swear to God, I promise, audience, I'm still working on the website. I know I got a lot going on. It's on the docket. It's on the docket. We will have a website soon. I'll have my letterbox. I'll make Jordan get one eventually when he has time. But I'll have post my letterbox link so you guys can see the written reviews of everything we do, because I have been writing now all the reviews to the best of my ability in my letterbox to try to make sure we're getting those out there for you as well. So we'll share that link. But I went and saw Spa Weekend, and Jordan, do you remember? I was excited about this. I was thinking it was going to be kind of like Bridesmaids, you know?
The cast looked great.
Yeah, I was, like, what is it? It was like Bridesmaids or Mom's Night Out, or I thought it was gonna be funny, and it wasn't. I've said so far so bad. I hope this changes. One solid joke in the first 30 minutes, and it was it's not a joke for everybody, but it made me laugh. And it was, hey, do you want massages? Yeah, I think the last massage I got was a mammogram. That one got me. I was like, okay, you got me. That was a good joke. And of course, it was Leslie Hand. And then Isla Fisher shows up to try to save the show, and she does in some ways. Like, she's the crazy friend in this that joins Anna Faris and Leslie Ham, and it almost works, and then it doesn't. I swear to God, this movie was trying so hard to set the record for most montages. This movie moves like an infomercial that the writer was like, hey, let's throw some jokes into this infomercial. Because every 2 minutes, it's like, montage, let's dance, let's play music, let's show them all having a good time. All right, on the couch for no reason. Okay, ready? Funny line? Good? Okay, next montage. And that's the whole movie. For an hour and 35 minutes, it's just montage after montage after montage after montage after if I'm lying, I'm dying. All right? And it's like, I kept feeling like they're like, and you can join us at the spa in Ibiza. Like, that's what it is. Like, the whole time, I'm like, is this going to be like an advertisement for like an actual spa? Because that's what I feel like I'm in. It's when you turn on your hotel room TV, right? And you're staying in a really nice hotel, and then the music plays, and it's like, do, 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 and there's people walking on the beach doing their thing, and families laughing at the pool. That's all this movie was. The whole movie is that. And it was too much. Go ahead.
Oh, it just sounds like it was sponsored by some line of like luxury hotels, right? Come vacation at Sandals, like. At Sandals Resort.
Yes, that's literally what I felt like the whole time, the entire movie. That's what I felt like, and it's just it's just not funny. It just wasn't funny, and it sucked because I was looking so forward to it being funny, and that's why I was able to make it to this one in the theater, and it was like this or Insidious, and that's why I was like, look, man. Like, I'd rather see this one. And I made a mistake because you said Insidious was good, and this just wasn't. And that rolled into just a weekend of terrible movies, Jordan. Just bad movie after bad movie. Because that one's going to get a popcorn. I mean, like, even the people in the theater, and it was not a packed theater. And I could see why there was only one showing of this movie. Because there was only one showing. It's just like, this movie must have tested terribly. It was so bad. So that's just the popcorn for Spa Weekend. I'm sorry it wasn't funny. If you were looking forward to it like I was, you will be disappointed. And then the next thing I saw, Busboys. David Spade, Theo Von, okay? And we think, maybe it'll make me chuckle. It's David Spade, right? I'm Joe Dirt. Things are going to happen for me. And you, show me them boobies. And then the Buffalo Bill thing and all that. Like, you think you're going to get some of that David Spade? No. This is one of the worst acted films I've ever seen. It opens with a teacher making fun of a kid because his dad is in jail for murder. So okay, like, am I supposed to laugh at this? Because it's not even framed in a funny way. It's just like, I might have laughed at. I'm not saying like you can't make a good joke there, but I mean, try. Give me some attempted humor. Anyway, there's just some movies that should never be made. This is one of them. Pardon me. I think they're going for some type of satirically funny jaunt through nonsense. And all they do is nothing. It's a big movie about nothing. It presents nothing. It represents nothing. It has no reason to exist outside of somehow they got funding to do this movie. It will continue to disappoint, and films like this will continue to disappoint all those who choose to tune in. There is nothing funny or amusing or original or fun or interesting about this movie at all. And not only will it add nothing to your life, it will subtract from your life the hours that you spent watching it. It was so bad. It was so bad. I mean, it opens with David Spade Jordan having a job as a guy that takes dogs out that have cancer, okay? And the dog wants to drive. That's what the dog wants. The dog wants to drive. So he gives him his last wish. Like it is bad. It is so bad and so not funny. And I know what's gonna happen, Jordan, is you're gonna now watch it and you're gonna be like, I liked it. And I'm gonna be like, oh my God, how did you like it? It's so bad. It was such a bad movie. But is this what you think you might check out?
Yeah. He was on Howard Stern talking about it, and unfortunately for him, hearing all how bad it is. And you asked where did the funding come from? I believe him and Theo Von funded it themselves. So
yeah, it was produced by Theo Von and David Spade. And I mean, Hulu bought it already. They're probably not going to lose any money, man. Like Hulu, it's all straight to Hulu, so they're probably not losing money. Hulu paid for this, and it's just gutter trash slop. It's so bad, and it's like The Stupids. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Stupids, but it's past that. Who makes good money? Do you know who makes great money? Waiters. And how can we become waiters? We gotta start as busboys, but we're gonna make it, bro. And it's oh my God. They get busted for trying to sell a spoiler alert in a movie that can't have any spoilers because it's terrible. They get busted trying to sell drugs, and the DEA shows up, and then the FBI shows up, and Breckin Meyer makes a random appearance, and I was like, good to see Breckin Meyer still out here doing nothing. And then what is it? OnlyFans or something? No, DTF. The DTF posse shows up, and they're OnlyFans models, and he goes. The joke made here, which is just an awful joke, is they tell David Spade and Theo Von, get on your knees. And then the DTF models get on their knees and they go, oh, sorry, force of habit. And I was like, oh my God, I wish that was funny. Like it was such a terrible movie, man. So it was advertised on Howard Stern, huh?
Yeah. David Spade is a regular on there. So he went on and they talked about the movie, and I mean, he didn't sound enthusiastic about it, but he was kind of like, it was almost he was pleading people to watch this movie.
Man, so I'll tell you this, like his acting was not enthusiastic. It was literally like the most phoned in awful. It was so bad. It was so I cannot express to people enough. Don't watch this. Don't you have moments of your life that you can't get back if you watch this movie. I will never get that time back ever. All right? It was really bad. But then I watched a movie that almost saved the day or the weekend. I watched Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie. And this is one that I've looked at here and there. I've read some stuff about it. And finally, like, it's not a big weekend. There's not a lot going on. So I threw it on in the background and I got caught watching it because it was really funny. So this is a movie that's filmed guerrilla style, right? And it's basically like some of those Eric Andre movies where there's real people involved. And the first thing that you see here is like they got to come up with their great idea, their great plan, and they're always trying to make a great plan. Well, one of them is anyway, and it's not the pianist. The pianist is just like realizing that this guy is his best friend, and his best friend is what gives him a reason for existence, and they do everything together. But their first plan is to jump off the highest space needle in the world in Toronto. And what they're going to do is they're going to parachute into the Toronto Blue Jays game to advertise that they're playing a show that they're not signed to play yet. Why? Because if you get the people to show up, then the venue has to sign you to play the show, right? Obviously. And they miss. And it's from there, it's like, wow, we just jumped. We could have died. And the hardware store guy, the very first guy they run into while they're filming it in the style they are, he's like, I really think this is a bad idea. You're going to die. Like he keeps telling them, like, you're going to die if you do this. And just the reactions from the real people are really funny. Like over and over again, it gives you a reason not even necessarily to watch the actors in this, but to just watch the people around them that are watching them film this and like look at their reactions and listen to some of the things they say. It's such an interesting concept because what this leads to, this failure, is one friend wants to figure out a way to fix it, to fix these failed plans, and the other friend is done. Like, I think I could be more successful without this guy in my life. It's time to move on. I need something different. I need a change, and this guy's just bringing me down, right? And what inspires their next steps? But Back to the Future. And they're filming this whole movie about going back in time with real people, like gorilla style. And I'm like, how are they, like, what must the humans on the street think as they're like telling them it's 2008 and they're talking to them about it being 2008 when it's clearly not in real life 2008, but they're just running around the streets of Toronto, Canada. And I'm just like, these people that they run into, like one girl, a French girl, is just laughing her ass off the whole time. He's like he's like, what? I don't know. I don't understand what's funny about this. Like, this is an emergency, man. And she's just dying laughing at him, like, at what he's trying to explain. It's a best friend story shot in a very unique way. It's a very fun movie down to the catalyst where they realize they need each other. Because the catalyst, I was like, oh, I cursed out loud in my living room. I was like, oh, I just didn't see it coming in a movie like this. And it got me. So for this film, I'm going to give this a popcorn and 1.5. Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie is if you like kind of satirical, what's the word I'm looking for here? Mockumentary almost. It's not that, but almost like that style of film. You'll really like this. Like, it is very funny.
Yeah, I've heard of this. So it was a show, right? A TV show. That's why where this whole documentary.
They're from a TV show, like the two guys that do it.
Yeah, I've heard of this Nirvana, the band, the show thing. Like, I don't know what it is, but yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. If it was on, I think I'd probably get stuck watching it too.
It's worth it. It's worth the watch. It really is. It was funny. Like, it's just, especially if you're a dude. It's a dude comedy. Like, it's a best friends guys comedy, and it just made me laugh, man. That's all I can say. Like, it did its job. It made me laugh. I know that you finally made it through Game of Thrones, House of Dragons, season 3, and I'm curious. Do you agree with me that this season was probably the most action-packed season we've had yet?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. It was awesome. It was awesome. The treachery was just every episode. There was something of substance every single episode, and I loved it. They took notes from the critics of last season. You know, It's like, how can you have a complete season of just setup? Well, when the payoff is a season like this, right? Where everything has substance. Everything is a huge payoff. A fight, dragons fighting each other, people fighting each other. Awesome.
Everything's a moment.
Everything is a moment, right? Every episode has something to be talked about. And yeah, the big, you would think next season might be it, right? Like, how much further can this go? I was super impressed. I was super entertained. I could have sat and watched it all in one sitting, but my life is not set up like that anymore.
That I told you, I was like, I'm not going to spoil it because of where you're at. Like, I can't spoil it, but there's a huge twist that you're not too far from, and I'm interested to see your reaction. Obviously, we can't give it away because people are still catching up, but the twist with one of the brothers is pretty nuts, man.
I'm trying to think. What are you talking about? Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. It's not like something secret, right? That you have to like start. It's a major part of the episode.
I think it is secret though. I think it's towards the end of the season though. Is this is revealed like, yo, this king ain't done yet. Like, you better watch out. Like this. Homeboy ain't done yet. Like, he's got one more trick up his sleeve that I don't even know that he had up his sleeve.
Yeah, he's got a plan, and it's like they're starting to turn, right, giving him an arc, and I would hate for this to be the payoff, honestly, but like it would make for good storytelling, good TV and everything, but still just something in me doesn't want this because he was such a piece of crap. But it's like, so what are they turning these arcs to make it where she's going to be the bad one and he's going to be the good one?
The discourse here, though, is like a lot of people are still like, I don't care what Rhaenyra does. I still ride with Rhaenyra on social media. Like, a lot of social media is like, no, I'm still behind her. Like, I'm still on her side in this.
Yeah, no, me. I mean, me too.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
He's an ally.
yeah, she was screwed from the beginning. You know, and
Yeah.
all of this doing is really not much of her own. It's
Yeah.
the consequences of what the Hightower, the Greens did. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. They sabotaged it. They knew what was about to happen, and they sabotaged
yeah, and
King's Landing.
they continue to. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
from the
Yeah.
beginning
No.
to the
It's. Go ahead.
from the beginning to the most recent episode. You know, this last episode. That's what they're doing.
What do you think of Aemon getting his ass whooped?
Yeah, that was nice. About time. About time.
Got beat up good.
Yeah, yeah. And Damon got the crap kicked out of him.
Both Aemon and Damon.
Damon and Almond
Yeah.
got his ass kicked.
I'll just asses were getting kicked all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I like the rogue in this. Like, I'm not sure where I'm at with that guy. The rogue rider, right? The rogue rider. I don't know. I don't know how
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
about that. I that one's kind of weird. I don't really care about that character, so I didn't need that character to have an arc. But we'll see.
It felt a little class warfare to me. Because the whole thing is
Yeah.
like, you can't trust commoners with this, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, he just goes and proves them right. Great.
Yeah, exactly. It proves everyone right.
Yeah, even the other guy, the other Dragon Rider guy, like he's just can't get out of, seem to, you know, I don't know, his wife and all that. I get it, but at the same time, like, dude, you, like they tell him, would you rather go back to your previous life?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, everybody wants their cake and they want to eat it too. And it's like, come on.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It is like, okay, look, see, we gave him power. Can't trust them with power. This is why they can't have power. But it's also like, hey, this is why broke boys stay broke.
Yeah. Yep.
Control yourself. Yeah, I liked it too. So what do you give season 3?
I'm going to give it a popcorn 8 and 3.
Popcorn and 3. Yeah, it was a really good
Popcorn
season.
3.
Action packed. I got another popcorn for you. And this is not because it wasn't well acted. So I watched Mother Mary, and I wasn't sure what I was getting myself into. But in this, Anne Hathaway plays like a Lady Gaga style pop star, and we find out later that she is cursed. It's well acted, and it's narrated essentially by a fashion designer played by Michaela Cole. You got Hunter Schafer is in this for briefly as well, but they're billed in the movie, and they're definitely going for like high art. But it just comes across as almost silly because it takes a solid hour and 5 minutes before we really get into, okay, so this is what's going on. This person may be cursed, or are they? The movie is flooded with metaphors, and the thing is, they keep referencing that things are metaphors over and over again. They don't just let the metaphor sit. They keep just, is this a metaphor for this, or are you talking to me plainly? Like, it's basically like, hey, let's dumb it down for the audience. They're too stupid to understand we're speaking in metaphors. And then it progresses into just this oh gosh, movie that comes across as silly and sad because it has such great acting in it that the inabilities of the script and the direction to keep up, it just gets ridiculous. And there's one scene where she makes Anne Hathaway dance, but she's not allowed to dance with music. Why? Because it'll ruin my streak, pardon me, of not listening to your music, which adds a whole nother wrinkle. But the dance, I mean, you feel bad for Anne Hathaway because, yeah, she's killing it. And yes, it's supposed to be a metaphor for something, but it just comes across as silly. And you're just sitting here watching it like, I know what you're going for, but it's dumb. And it poses a question to the audience that can be interesting. It's, you have to decide, is this film keeping with its metaphors versus reality themes, or is it something different? Like, is this a ghost story? Is it some type of spooky thriller? Or is it just a pretentious film about how the pressures and demands of stardom can become so crippling, debilitating, and insufferable? Or perhaps it's just the story of a scorned friend, and as that wound festers, it creates a void, leaving one to feel haunted by the decisions they've made.
Whoa, this sounds exactly like Smile Part 2.
Maybe it does have a little bit of that in it because there are more than one person in this film is being haunted, okay? But I'm okay, so same thing with Spa Weekend, right? All the people, the women in Spa Weekend are incredibly successful and wealthy, and I'm not saying they shouldn't be, but like right now, the year of our Lord 2026, when so many people are struggling, when there's so many different what appears to be famines about to get started with all these like different diseases running through your vegetables. I don't know if I need to hear about how the wealthy have it so hard. Does that like like I don't know if I need that. It's almost like during a recession releasing Sex in the City 2, where all these super wealthy people go out to Abu Dhabi and live it up and spend thousands of dollars where people are struggling to keep their home.
Yeah.
I don't know if your problems and my problems are the same, and it's kind of Spa Weekend did this. I was like, I can't really laugh at this because you're all super rich and like, oh, life's so hard because I don't have any time because I have to take care of all these things. You got money to take care of all these things, woman. Like, and it's the same here with this. It's like you're both super rich, like insanely rich, and I feel bad because this doesn't seem super empathetic, and often I am. I'm often empathetic, but the way you're framing this is making me not empathetic. So,
Yeah.
Mother Mary, I'm gonna go ahead and give that one a popcorn as well. Not a good movie. You don't have to watch it. It's not too long, so you're not wasting too much of your time. But it's just not worth it. Then, of course, I caught X-Men '97 Season 2, The Rise of Apocalypse. Animation continues to be beautiful here. The story continues to be great. All of our favorite characters are back. I don't know if some people are going to enjoy the time hopping because we do have some time hopping, and I know there's a lot of comic book movie fans and comic book fans that are a little fatigued on the time hopping, so we get a little bit of that. But overall, it's a popcorn and two again. I mean, we get Cable, we get more Jean Grey, more Cyclops, more Wolverine, more Storm, more Professor X, more Magneto, and a little bit more of some of the future X-Men that are coming up through the pipeline, like Magneto's daughter Polaris. This is a great show. I know a lot of people watch this. You should continue to watch it. We get our fantastic 1990s animation for the X-Men. It's something I think a lot of people in our generation grew up watching on Saturday mornings. So keep it up, Disney. This is something you're doing a great job with. Popcorn in 2, and then of course a popcorn in 3, Deadpool and Wolverine. Got that one in. Got that one in. Miss it. Go ahead, Jordan.
No, I was saying, yeah, I totally agree. Great movie. Love Wolverine. It's my favorite Marvel character, superhero. So.
I mean, and we get it's refreshing that every time you watch this, it's still funny. It's still fun. You still like the fight and the animosity between these two characters, the anti-hero sentiment, the breaking the fourth wall stuff that goes on with Deadpool and Wolverine. It's just a fun ride, and I'm glad that we're going to get to see more of them in Doomsday because they are on the film list released by Marvel of the must-watch before you watch Doomsday. So popcorn and 3 there. Jordan, are you excited for this week's Butter on Top?
Yeah, the press hasn't been like pressing this movie on you very much.
Yeah,
I just saw the preview. I don't know, the last time I went to the theater and don't remember what I saw. I saw the preview for then. I was like, oh, that looks pretty interesting. A weird title, the weird misleading sort of name of a movie, but hey,
Dog Stars.
Hey, the Dog Stars. Yeah,
I buried it.
Right.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. I got excited.
No worries, yeah. The Dog Stars, right? Jacob Elordi, Ridley Scott movie, Margaret Qualley. Yeah. It's got the pedigrees.
New take.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And of course, your drunk classic this week.
Oh, for my drunk classic, I think I just want to go some comedy, I'm going to go to like really stupid comedy, right? Okay. From an actor that everybody knows and loves. Okay. So it's a bit unexpected, and people see this actor these days and you tell them the premise of this movie and they're like, what? Right? I'm going to go with Bubble Boy, starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
God. This is a stupid. All right. Bubble Boy, Jake Gyllenhaal. This is a silly movie, man. But you know what? You should be able to watch it. I think it's a funny concept, and I think it's a satirical look at some of the more horrifying things that parents have done to their children. And this is a little bit more on the humorous side of maybe doing what you think is right, but is it right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got Dog Stars this week. We've got Bubble Boy this week, and we look forward to seeing you at the theater. As always, you get the popcorn. We got the beer. We'll see you next time.